Hi guys, welcome to Untold Perspectives. Your host is Usamgelo Kambule, a software developer, a teacher by profession, and your wise sister, I can say. Today we have my co-host Untlankala and Omantombi. Please introduce yourself, guys.
Do you wanna go, ladies first?
No.
Okay. So my name is Unhlanhla Wakankala. Only here to support my sister. This is a podcast. For those of you who know me from Safe Space Podcast, um, what we noticed is that the conversation doesn't only have to be about men. We also have to include the ladies. So this is what we are trying to do with Untold Perspectives. We are trying to tell the story from a lady's perspective. Yeah, so I'll just give it over to our guest, Sis Mantombi, who's gonna tell us a bit more about herself.
Hi guys.
Hi.
My name is Mandombi. I am a lot of things. But really, I think what's important or what are the main things that actually describe who I am or what I do for a living. I am an internal auditor. I am a florist and I don't want to say book activist, but something along those lines. Really advocate for the encouragement of reading, the literacy culture, etc.
Okay.
It's lovely.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm just gonna explain why we are actually here. So literally we are living in a patriarchal society, right? And this is coming from a guy. So we just wanna know your experience, right? So you just told us that you are doing auditing, right? So accounting stuff, you are dealing with numbers. In the past, I don't want to sound really, I don't want to sound cancelable, but it used to be. So it used to be a thing of a woman's place is in the kitchen. That was the norm, right? A lot of things were just centered around men, and particularly the area or the field that you are in is very male dominated. I don't know about now, but in the past it was very male dominated. So how has that experience been for you operating in that space, which is very male dominated? That's what I would like to know.
Look, man, patriarchy is a system, right?
Mm-hmm.
That not only terrorizes, I don't want us to look at patriarchy as a system that only terrorizes women, but it also terrorizes men.
Is it?
Because it's not alone. So it's in bedmates with capitalism, white supremacy, and it really survives because of all these other things that it's in bed with. So living or trying to survive in a patriarchal society is one of the hardest things, not only for women, but for men as well.
How does it affect us though?
Sorry, before you
Oh, it's fine.
Without
No, answer it the way that you want to answer it. So like I was saying, I just wanted to know how the experience has been for you, especially in the field that you are operating in, largely male dominated. We also know that in the past it used to be a norm to say, yo, a woman's place is in the kitchen, you're just supposed to take care of the children and that's that. Right. So how has that affected you as a woman in that sort of field?
Okay, we're just gonna go straight to the question, I guess. Look, patriarchy affects both men and women, but how it has affected me personally, it's the little things, what you decide to wear. It's crazy because people think patriarchy is this big thing. It affects women's lives in everyday decision. The mundane decisions of where do I walk at what time, what do I wear. This is all affected by patriarchy because it instills some sort of fear in women, right? So it I think for me, patriarchy terrorizes my life and every other woman each and every day. But how it has affected, or how I've survived, or what are the things that I went through living, or rather working in a patriarchal society or in a male-dominated industry, is that, so when I started working, obviously I'm an intern and there were other male interns, right? And what you're saying, Uguti, patriarchy, back in the day, the place of a woman was in the kitchen. This is a reality even today.
Is it?
So when I got there, I want to make an example so you understand it. I got there, what would normally happen is we're all in the same position, but when it's time for lunch, it is automatically the role of the woman to go and buy the lunch or prepare the lunch. It's the little unsaid things, right? And the women are given responsibilities that not necessarily affect the work. For example, I'm in auditing, but the little plan events, we're having a what, please go and pick up what, things that don't really, are not
Align
going to
with your
help me
work.
grow in my industry, but just mundane things that will really put me 10 steps back, right?
Or put you in a box.
Yes, but for a male, you are there, you are working. You are not expected to do these other smaller nyana things that have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with why you're hired there. So I think it took me some time, one, to try and adjust and try to be able to grow some backbone, and start really focusing on why I'm hired there. What is it that I'm going to do to grow? What is it that I should be doing for me to get to the next level? Not what is going to put smiles on people's face. That's not going to make me grow in the industry. It's not going to make me climb the corporate ladder, unfortunately. So yeah.
Wow.
Right. Sounds hectic, but
Our
it's the
mic has
reality,
fallen, but I hope
for
that the
sure.
sound is good.
It's fine. Okay.
Yeah. You also mentioned that you're a florist.
Mm.
How is it been for you? Like, what does being a florist mean to you?
What does a florist, what does being a florist mean to me? It means a lot, I guess. I love flowers. I love arranging flowers. I love plants. Because I just love seeing something start from smaller nyana seed and growing into this beautiful, or blooming into this beautiful bright sunflower. So for me, it's I didn't get into the business for the money, but it's something I passionately really, really loved. And I was raised by someone who also, maybe that's also the reason. I was raised by someone who also was a planter. Like my grandmother really, really loved her flowers and her garden. And that's how I actually got into, or fell in love into, the whole florist business and etc. You know.
So I don't wanna make it. So I've been told. Obviously, I can't speak for women, but what do you think?
You shouldn't actually.
Yeah, I shouldn't. I literally shouldn't be here, but it's fine. I'm just a mediator. But you get stories. You get stories of women. I don't want to, say offensive things, but people who sleep to the top, right? And it's usually what's expected from you in the industry that we are in, workplaces or anywhere. So I don't know how do you feel about that, and not in a judgy way, but how do you feel about people who feel like they can use their body to get to the top? I think I struck a nerve.
How do I feel
You
about
always do.
people? Look, I think my views on prostitution are that it's work
Okay.
and it should be treated as such. But what I don't like, and what I'm very uncomfortable about, when we always speak about prostitution, we always focus on the women and not the people that actually purchase the service.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's just on a side note. But when I said I think we spoke earlier, patriarchy is in bedmaids with capitalism, white supremacy,
Mm-mm.
all of these other things, right? And unfortunately, it is unfortunate that both men and women or other people find themselves in a situation where they have to do certain things to get to the top. Now, I don't think we should be engaged in the discussion of why are women sleeping to get to the top, or men, because it's men also do the same. It's just that we are not popularizing that narrative. But I don't think we should be engaged on the discussion of why these people do that. But ours should be, what are the causes? I think the most important thing is we find ourselves in such a difficult economic situation where people are now forced to doing things that they ordinarily wouldn't have wanted to do, right? I mean, if someone really is a sexual being, and I think this is what patriarchy does, it says women can't be sexual beings. And I think that's a problem. Because if you can be a sexual being, then she can also be a sexual being. There's nothing wrong. So we should never look at it as a thing of, you know, women can't be. And I think that's maybe where we start looking at prostitution as a thing to shame the woman rather than also focusing on who are these people who purchase the service, you know, and shaming them as well. If it is a shame, which I personally don't think so.
For sure.
I think people should be allowed to do whatever they want to do, and you know, I'm really for sexual freedom.
It makes sense. And then in terms of purchasing, mainly referring to your florist business and moving from this topic because it's intense. How does your business function, like in the township, and are our mates of color supportive? Because they don't really believe that they buy flowers. They believe that they buy flowers for the dead and not the people who leave. So how does that work for your business?
Look, when I started selling flowers, I think that was also the narrative that actually I won't get support from my people. But contrary to that narrative, our people, or people of my color, actually do buy flowers. 90%, if not 100%, of my clientele are mainly my friends who buy flowers for my friends who are girls who buy flowers for themselves, my friends who are male who buy flowers for their special counterparts. But there is, I agree with the fact that there is that narrative that says we buy flowers for the people who are dead, and that's why there's a saying that says, they say, buy them flowers when they can still smell them, something like that.
For sure.
There is that.
Give them the flowers whilst they
give them flowers when they can still smell them, right?
Sure.
So there is that. But I think slowly but surely we're moving towards people buying flowers for the, you know, for the sake of
special ones.
Yeah, for the
sure.
special ones. And I mean, my clientele is people of my color, and I'm happy, I guess.
It's lovely to see that happening.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for it to happen finally. To add on that, normally in the patriarchy, as you talk, men didn't really believe in women owning businesses. So how is it that you handle having a business as a woman in a black society and also a patriarchal society?
How do I handle having a business in a patriarchal society?
With people who think like that, who think women are supposed to be in the kitchen and stuff, and
Look, I think we disrupt patriarchy the minute we wake up.
Yeah.
The minute we wake up as women, we walk out there, we challenge the status quo by not feeling ashamed of what we wear, what we say, So I think for me, the fight against patriarchy, it's exhausting for women because it's an everyday fight, but we're going to do it. We continue to do it every day, you know. Owning a business, I think for me, has I think everyone owns businesses now. Like everyone starts a business. It's not a big thing now. Where it's like, oh, she has a business. Wow, everyone starts businesses, and I think that's great. I think for the longest of time we never had a society that was pro entrepreneurship and business and. So I don't think I've faced much challenges with regards to my florist business because I don't think I've faced much patriarchal barriers or whatever with regards to the florist industry. I think in fact most people that are florists are women.
I feel like that's like one thing. I don't want to sound very white chicken. I'm gonna get cancelled in this show. But I can't see a guy arranging flowers, dog. That's just.
Well, there are. The person that actually taught me is a guy who's making lots of money. He's supplying to your Woolworths, your all these different stores, garages. He's a male dude who does flowers. Who taught me how to arrange flowers.
So I guess that sort of brings me to my next question, Hori. What sort of made you or pushed you towards that? Because I wouldn't go start a side hustle that's gonna give me problem when I'm doing auditing. I mean, the bag is secure. So why was it a money thing, or was it a thing of I'm not passionate about this, or what was the driving factor towards you deciding to go that route?
Look, I think unfortunately we don't have a choice but to have multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
In not only in this country but in general in the world.
Yeah.
I think one stream of income is frustrating. So I think yes, it was an issue of trying to create multiple streams of income, but also trying to create multiple streams of income from things that I'm genuinely passionate about. Because that's the thing about business. If you're not passionate about it, it won't really work out, and you won't be consistent. You know, even in the difficult times, you'll fail because it's not really what you are passionate about, and hence you just did it because I must make money, you must survive.
Yeah, but not said it's gonna make you money.
Sorry?
Or someone says,
if this is gonna make you money, you should venture into this, you know. And
you just did it.
Yeah, I did it for economic reasons. We need multiple streams of income, but also because I'm genuinely passionate about flowers and plants. And like I said, I was raised by someone who had a garden and was very passionate about gardens and stuff.
Okay, that's nice.
So how do you balance your life, work in the auditing sector, your business, your personal life, and also your relationship if you are in one? How do you balance all of that?
My relationship, I'm in a lot of relationships, you know, not romantic. But I don't think there's such a thing as balance here. I think we just really try to make it work. We wake up every day, or I wake up every day and try to make it work. What works for me may not be what works for the next person.
Sure.
But I think I understand. You know, I was arguing with some person who was just complaining about work and how hectic work is and how they don't prioritize our mental health. I don't believe in work, and I know maybe people will attack me for this, but it's fine. I don't believe in work having to focus on people's mental health, etc. Because I feel like we focus too much on our 9-to-5 jobs, and then we expect them to bring all these other things, right? We must be happy at work. I must find friends at work. I must be, because you've centered this one thing about your life, and that's why you're so miserable. And if you understood, you could say, I have work, and this is my expectation at work. Once I'm done with work, I have my family, and when I'm with my family, it's my time with my family. When I'm doing business, I think we just need to understand the different roles that these different things play in our lives, and just try to make it work
For sure.
through it all.
Hey,
I don't think I have a balanced life. I really don't. I make it work.
make it work. You know what? You said something and it's still scratching at the back of my mind. I wouldn't let it go. I feel like the guests really need to share something about this. You said something about a lady's sexual freedom, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we are raised as black people knowing ukuthi intombazana iyazihlonipha. Uyabona now manje, you guys are sitting nicely. I feel like your parents have had something to do with that. And then I look at society now, and Instagram, everything is in your face. Like literally, you don't have to go to a porn site to pleasure yourself. You can just go to Instagram, you'll be fine, right? I shouldn't have said that, but women's sexuality and that whole thing, how is it going to integrate with society? Because first and foremost, as black people, we are born and bred to think a certain way. Intombazana kufanele iziqoqe, kufanele yenzeni yenzeni. So how is that conversation going to be addressed, especially considering ukuthi, black families ukuziqoqa, and clearly it's a topic that needs to be had, because you guys, you can be sexual beings. So
You said so many things that triggered so many things.
I can see you triggered.
Look, we were raised, and I think we must accept as a point of departure that we were raised in a patriarchal society. A society that, one, has normalized violence, two, survives on creating this fear in women and policing women's body and objectifying women. So that society then says, no, dress like this, walk like this, like just be timid so that the men can look at you. If you are decent, estima, then, And unfortunately, we were raised in that society. I don't think I blame our parents. They were also raised in a highly patriarchal society. It's only now that we're challenging these narratives and really changing and using such public spaces to change the narrative, right? So it's not going to be easy. That is why some people feel like feminism is such a big swear word, or it's a crazy thing to even talk about. Because they've been socialized a certain way, which I think is problematic. Like I said, patriarchy says the woman can wear a certain dress. It polices you as a woman. You must wear this, you must... patriarchy, it even says, as women, you don't own anything, don't own the means of production, but you also don't own your own body. Because then it tells you that you must dress like this so that you are seen to be an honorable or decent, if there's such a thing, decent woman, And those, I think, are the things that are problematic, and we must start challenging them as a society to say, we are women and we want to own our bodies. I don't want to have to think twice if I want to dress a certain thing when I go to the shop. And I'm subjected to harassment and it's masked as appreciation. That is nonsense.
Yeah, but what does that say about your safety? Because now you also have to know, if you're walking around naked, it's a lot of creeps out here.
Safety.
Safety.
This is what patriarchy does. It creates this false safety. Because we have normalized violence in a patriarchal society, I could have normalized it. We've normalized the fact that a woman can just be grabbed. A woman can just be given unwanted attention when she passes the street. Because she's wearing shorts, then she'll get unwanted attention from it. We've normalized that violence, right? And now, because we've normalized violence, now we are creating this concept of safety, right? That says, women, continue being in fear and you must be safe. And the people that will provide the safety are your male counterparts. And this is why, this also just speaks to rape culture. This is why you'll find people saying, a lady that was raped in a club, but begafuna in a club. Why was she wearing that short skirt? We're not addressing the issue. Instead, we're blaming the woman again, instead of addressing the perpetrator, right? And some would even say, no, she was raped by an unknown fella and don't. Most of the rape cases are from people that we know. We're not being raped by people we don't know. So now the concept of safety, where am I supposed to get this safety as a woman? You know, so I think really patriarchy survives on that, on the creation of fear and the manufacturing of female fear. You know, so we must constantly be scared. Where do I walk? At what time? What am I wearing? Da 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 da. And these are things that we must slowly start questioning ourselves and interrogating and disrupting. When we say we want to disrupt patriarchy, we must disrupt these narratives, because I really think that if we were to address the violence, then we would not say women must be safe. We must try and protect and put women in. Let's address the issue of a violent society.
Whoa. Yeah, but you know what I'm also noticing now? I'm noticing that we, like, okay, it's in Yenzi example ngamazulu. We used to talk amabheshu and women used to walk around nje ngamabele, and I don't think we had those cases and stuff. I don't know what changed to sort of put us in this part of life that we are in, and I feel like we are going back to what we used to be, because people used to never dress, and men didn't have a problem with that. In fact, it was celebrated. We were uplifted. Abantwana used to go emhlangeni to celebrate their virginity and stuff. So I get where you are coming from. But Samgelo, do you have maybe something to add?
I feel like it's the screen mainly that contributed so much in how things have changed. We were boxed by the screen. Oguti, these are things that we're supposed to expect, and these are things that we suppose, like rules that we're supposed to live by. So a lot of people are now brainwashed into thinking such things like being victimized is fine, which is not okay, right? And it's never addressed, because we see it in the news. Most cases go unsolved. So yeah, I get it, but I feel like we as the youth, say youth, right? Yeah. we can totally change it, because we are changing a lot. So one day, hopefully.
And things are not the same now.
Yeah.
And you also said something about feminism. I'm just gonna go ahead and just say this thing. I feel like there's an agenda against men in general. I get what you are saying, and I'm all for what you are saying, and all the things that you are saying are valid, right? No man is born an abuser, no man is born a rapist or whatnot. Something changes along the way. But now, I feel like when we talk about feminism, of course, when it started, it was for the right reasons. A woman's place is not in the kitchen. You are capable of so much more, right? There's a lady who flew planes for the first time. We don't talk about those things, right? So ladies can do a lot of those things. But now I feel like where feminism is now is no longer about your equal rights in the workplace. It's like, a man is nothing, and if I'm earning more than you, you are nothing, right? So what's your perspective on feminism, and what does it mean to you? Maybe you can sort of give us an insight of how you take it.
Look, I think feminism, we've put a lot of English into feminism, honestly. And there's different types of feminisms. But in simple terms, for a layman to even understand, is that feminism or feminists advocate for the equality of all genders. Full stop. We're not even going to add too many things there. I think we've put too much English. in this whole, and that's why people now see this as some swear word of some sort.
Yeah, because now it feels like men are being attacked.
And just to also correct that, feminism is not a war against men. We are advocating for the dismantling of patriarchy. Patriarchy that not only terrorizes women, but it terrorizes humanity.
Yeah, it does.
Because, like I said, it is in bedmates with capitalism, white supremacy, etc. You know? So what does capitalism do to human beings? What does white supremacy do? So it survives because of all these other things that it's in bed with. And hence, it will not only terrorize the women or the other marginalized genders, but it will terrorize even the man himself, you know. The narrative that indoda must, that is a problematic view.
Yeah.
It's a problematic view, you know, because it communicates that a man must be at a certain economic position, and I am in essence objectified as the woman. It's a transactional relationship, right? And I'm not with you because I like you, but I'm with you because of your economic status. And it continues to perpetuate all these things that we're fighting against, you know, the capitalism. So such narratives are problematic in society. And I think those are some of the things we must address actually in these platforms.
Yeah, I know. This specific platform.
For sure.
Yeah. But really, feminism is not war against men. I think people who use feminism to fight men, I think there's someone who said to me when I said I'm a feminist, they said, oh, you're a feminist because you hate men. I'm like, no, I don't hate men. I love men.
I love
It is the system that is the problem, right? That has created these men, right, who benefit from, not all, some benefit from patriarchy, right? And hence now it creates these individuals that will want to constantly put women as, you know, subordinates, and so that they feel some sort of power. It's also a power issue. But yeah,
because that's what I've been noticing, especially on social media. It's no longer about why it started. It's more like, we are attacking men in all angles, right?
for sure.
Yeah. I think some people have even said we're angry feminists. We're not. Yes, we're angry at the system, but we're not saying put men here, put women here, let's fight. No, let's dismantle the system. Let us change how we raise our kids, and, you know, change the narrative, change the culture, because culture continues to evolve. You know, there's certain things, some people use cultural norms and say, no, but culture it. No. Culture is made by us, and we must, yes, precise.
Sure.
Okay.
So in general, because I asked earlier, Owuti, how do you balance, like, what challenges have you faced in terms of owning a black business as a florist, and also in a black community? Like, yeah, for sure. Like, owning a black business in a black community and also having to balance work. Yeah.
Okay, what challenges have I faced? As a small business first, I think starting a business is one of the most challenging things, because one, if you're not a finance person, you must have some sort of financial literacy to have a good relationship with money. And I think that was one of the most challenges that I had, because I didn't have a good relationship with money. At some point, I struggled to separate the business and my personal life, where if I'm broke, then I can borrow from my business, you know, and never really return the money. So I think those are some of the, so financial literacy, I think, is a big thing when you start a business, because I think we unfortunately, our schools don't teach us how to run businesses, you know. And I think maybe if these are things we learned, like, as a subject, a total compulsory subject from foundation phase, then we'd be able to run and manage our businesses. So I think the managing of the business, in managing your inventory and stuff, financial literacy, and marketing was also an issue. I think to do really, really well, you have to pay some sort of paid marketing to really market your business. So I think that was also another challenge that I faced. What other there are a lot of challenges. Like we could end, I don't know, at 10.
Yeah.
Me just telling you about challenges that I faced.
So what kept you going?
What kept me going? I love flowers.
That's good.
I love flowers. You know, there's a
But
saying that
apart
says,
from the love of flowers, like business, apart from loving something, businesses can be challenging. Like as you said, sometimes you'd borrow money from your own business for your own benefits, personal benefits. Like the discipline, how did you go about gaining that? And then after gaining that, keeping it going.
workshops, attending business workshops really helped me out on how to manage your business, how to run your small business, how to grow your small business. Because I don't think I would have done it if I wasn't reading about business and running a business, because I would have constantly treated this like my piggy bank, you know, just go and take whenever I want to take. So I had to learn over time through consistency and practice. Uguti, this is a business. Look at it as a business and not as mantombis, you know. And I was telling these other people the other day, Uguti, my mom was having a gala dinner this other time. That's another challenge where family feels like, because we are selling flowers, then they can get flowers for free. So there's also that, you know. So my mom was having a gala. The week before the gala, she tells me, hey, my sister, I need centerpieces, right? I'm like, okay, I'm going to sort you out. Just tell me what type of centerpieces, right? And then I'll send you a quote. My sister keeps quiet. The day before the gala, she's like, hey, but my sister, where are the centerpieces? I'm like, hey, but mama, where's the money? Like, you know, but so these are some of the things you'd have to deal with, because now it's your mother. Now, so that separation as well, you know, where your friends or your family don't treat this like an actual business. And they can only do that if you treat it like a business, to say, if you place an order, this is the process. I mean, for any institution or any business to continue running, you need some systems in place. And if you've put those systems in place, whether I'm there or I'm not there, 10 years later, the institution or the business will continue to run because we've put systems in place. So, yeah.
Sounds proper.
Okay. So just in closing, we actually have another guest that's going to be coming through. We just wanted to know, I'm sure there's a lot of little girls watching you, getting inspired. So what would you sort of advise them to do should they decide to go the route that you did? Because it seems like it's working out. You are glowing.
Which route?
Of doing work and a business and balancing that, because I feel like the society and Cyril Ramaphosa's economy has made us perform magic tricks and miracles, but South Africans adapt, right? So what advice would you give to a little girl watching out there and she's like, yo, she's so pretty, I want to be like her?
They must not be like me. Do not. But look, I think my advice to any young girl aspiring to make magic, I guess, is to always do what you love, one, or what you're passionate about, or what you're good at. You know, there's this thing, there's inborn talent. I don't believe that. I feel like you can get a talent and a skill as and when you grow. So do what you love. I don't like giving advice. It's the same way I don't like watching motivational speakers.
Yeah,
But
me too.
do what you like and what you love, and the passion will definitely drive you even through the difficult times. And unfortunately, like I said, in this economy, you don't really have a choice but to have multiple streams of income. You will never survive with one, because we live in a capitalist society. So to survive, you really need to start thinking of different ways of making money. And I like how things have changed now. People make money through anything. By having a phone and speaking and getting 1 million followers, now I get paid for that. So find what you love and what you're passionate about, and do it. If it's books, do books. You know, be a book activist and speak about books, and that can bring some extra cash on the side, and that's great. But unfortunately, we don't have a choice but to be.
We got it, eh?
Yeah, we don't have a choice. Okay. I'm bad at giving advice. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm very inspired right now. So is there any places that we can find you? Where can we find your books? The books that you are doing activism about, social media, your business?
Okay, so we are Flowers by Lucy on Instagram. Okay. I think, and Facebook. And then with the books, we have a book club. We've just recently, we're about to actually, next week Monday, launch our website. But you can follow us on social media for now, which is Moving Spirits Book Club. And yeah, that's where you'll find us. You'll find us on Instagram, Moving Spirits Book Club, Facebook, Moving Spirits Book Club. But we are going to launch a website on Monday where you'd really get more information about what is the book club about, and also we have a library section, so if you want to download books there, you'll be able to download the books, but that is only being launched on Monday.
Oh, I'm so excited about that. Samgalo, do you have anything?
No, it was lovely having you, and you've triggered a lot more topics to talk about in this podcast. Because I see you, there's a lot of things that we need to address, but you're quite a motivation, and you should keep going. Yeah, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, guys.
Right, thank you so much for having for being with us, Mantombi. So for those of you guys who are sitting at home wondering how you can find Usis Mantombi, she's given you her details. Up next is a very good friend of mine, Oshila Ramambira. I hope I said it right. But her name is Awkward Me. She just released an EP, and she's the most awkward person you'll see or meet. But yes, there she is.
Okay. Hey guys, my name is Awkward Me. I'm a musician, filmmaker.
Yes,
what do you want? I mean, when I say filmmaker, like I'm summing it up.
Apart from music, what do you do?
I edit. I do some dit work. I do what that guy is doing.
You edit.
Yeah.
She's quite good.
Sheila, when did you start making music? What inspired you to make music?
I'm not gonna say nothing inspired me. I'm not gonna lie, nothing inspired me. I started doing music in 2021. We were in a studio, we were doing radio back then. It was me, two friends of mine, Upigi and Kwazi M. Some of you might know Kwazi M. She dope like that. And Kwazi M. And Kwazi was recording her music, you see. And then Biggie had this other beat, and he was like, you kind of have a voice, voice, just try doing something there. And yeah, that's how it all began.
Lovely. Wow. So how has your music journey been ever since you started?
I mean, so far it's been smooth like gravy, It's just that, the type of music I do, it's kind of, you have to ease people into it. Because I've heard many mixed reactions, good ones, but mixed. Some say, hey, some confuse me for a white person. Before they see me, they hear my voice, and she's white. And then they see me and they're like,
it gives Billie Eilish.
Exactly. And somebody once said, you make music for porn. So
I can see that happening.
There's that.
It's the craziest thing.
Wow. Okay, Sheila. You said something about you being in the film industry, right? A field that's very infamous for sleeping your way to the top,
My
right?
God. I didn't do anything like that.
No, we just wanted to know if you've had an experience where someone was like, yo, do a favor for me, I'll do this for you, I'll make you a millionaire. Because, like, we hear it every day. I don't know if allegedly, one of the famous guys, he just trended because he was, there was a girl who wanted to be famous and then she was using sex. And then as soon as that happened, and then she said, umraipile. I don't know how that case is going, right? But has that ever been an issue for you, and how have you circumvented that?
First of all, this is very nerve-wracking because I'm not used to being in front of the camera. I'm the
You're a
one
performer,
behind
dog.
them telling people what to do. So, but I've never came across a situation where somebody actually tells me to my face that, hey, look, do 1, 2, 3, and I'll give you 1, 2, 3. But I have come across a situation where I was being touched like, what are you doing? Do you understand? And I've come across a situation where I've had to quit my job because somebody said, do you know I did you a favor by hiring you? You could have been a porn star somewhere. So
Sick.
I just had to quit. 'cause
Straight
I
to
was
your
like,
face.
not straight to my face, straight to somebody else's face.
Mm.
But we were there so that they included me. Like, you and your friend. Nobody hires girls in this industry. So I did you a favor. You could have been a stripper, a porn star, whatever.
But why do you think that narrative is still predominant even now, these times we are living in? I mean,
I honestly can't tell you. But I think it all goes back to that topic you guys were talking about just now. Women are supposed to do certain things. You can't climb the corporate ladder without giving it up or shaking something as a woman.
oh, and we see it all over social media. It's like shake your ass or.
I mean, she can go on social media right now and say what she has to say. We'll be like, She can go on social media, kapenti, and say what she has to say. Now we're going to pay attention.
Nah, but sex sells.
It does, but for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
That's the sad part. It's also the power hungry thing we were talking about earlier on that made them do that to you. See, they feel some certain power, hence they said we wouldn't have hired you. So I think it's also those things.
I mean, at the end of the day, my body as a woman, it's not mine. It's the man's body.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why are you agreeing to that?
I mean, the way society is set up, I'm not allowed to own my body.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm a shorts right now, I'm gonna be told what a man gonna say, what a man like bazutin, bazugripa, what are they gonna do? So everything I do with my body, I have then to think of you as a man somewhere that I don't know.
But if you're given a situation where it's like, okay, let me make an example. Ngochagwa, right? She said something about our precious Tyler, right? She's like, hey, this lady is busy, showing what, and she was basically downplaying her whole thing, basically saying she only got there because she gave it up, I guess. So, do you think your music career would be different
If I did what?
if Jaguar Rights is right? About our precious Tyler.
If I got did
Yeah, basically. Oh, so you're saying she was also did it?
No,
Oh,
I'm not saying that.
Allegedly,
I'm not even saying allegedly.
Clear that
I'm not
clearly.
saying it at all. I am not saying nothing at all. I don't know. I guess I would have to do it to know.
Don't do it. You're my friend.
How would you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you
No, I'll
wouldn't
see with
really
the fame
know.
overnight. I'll see
What if in Limpopo ngathola makatsakatsa?
Okay, well, Okay, that one.
it also works,
Mm.
I suppose.
Okay.
So, so far, how are people receiving your music, and how is the fan base treating you?
You know, I have a little cult. I have a
Yeah.
little cult following.
Mm.
I wouldn't call them a fan base. It's like a little cute cult
Family,
following family nyana who
Mm.
understands
The
me.
type of music you
Mm.
make.
Yeah, the type of music I make, and they
Mhm.
understand me as a person.
Mm.
So far, they've been great. They've
Mm.
been good.
It's great.
And the
It's
greatest thing
very
is
lovely.
getting those messages go Instagram. Yo,
Mm.
dude, your voice.
Mm.
Yo, this music. Yo.
So tell us about your EP, Life with Boys, right? What is that about? It's very reminiscent now that we are talking about men and patriarchal society and all of the things that, you know what, I'm losing my membership in the men's conference because of this episode. I really didn't want to be here. Yeah, but how can you tell us about that whole creative process and why you came up with it?
Life with boys. Ngilo abafana. Mangibonisa story. So everything in that EP is just basically me telling what those men did to me.
Mm.
Wonke lama ex wami bangigile bangibeka phansi fail. Yeah.
So each and every song is a
Each
story
and every song there's a story behind it.
about
Sabu
something that
Ariana
actually happened.
Grande.
Yeah?
I was-
Yeah, about something that actually happened.
Oh my God.
It's lovely.
There's a story behind it. And then I then decided, you know what? I'm going to feature men only on this.
Nice.
So that if nyakuthiwa kule ngoma le, at least there's a man who's going to,
Yeah.
you know.
Back you up.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
I'm losing my men's conference ticket. Yeah, I'm also featured on her track, guys. It's called Spell, but it's a 5-track EP, right?
Yeah, it's a 5-track EP, and I'm actually working on my next project, 1010 Whiskey.
Okay. Is that a single or
It's a
album?
project.
Okay.
I don't know yet if it's an album, an EP, or what. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll see.
But I trust you, Ntonak.
Of course.
Whichever way, just call me. I'll be there. All right. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us. It seems like we are running out of time. We're gonna play off with Ingoma Yaga Sheila in Nam. Right. So for those of you who want to connect with you, where can they find you?
Okay, you guys can get me on Instagram. It's awkward_me. The me was 3 E's.
Mhm.
And then on TikTok, awkward me. Facebook, Mohanero Ramambira.
Okay. I don't think they're gonna
Or
find
you can
it
call
then.
me on 073 something.
We haven't need yes. No, I'll include the links in the. We will include the links in the description, so that you guys can actually listen and find out for yourselves. Why? What is this cult following here from this lady?
And
So,
also, fun fact, you can make babies to my songs.
yeah. I've actually no. Let's continue.
Thank you very much for being here, Sheila. It was lovely.
Thank you for
I'm
having
looking
me.
forward to listening to your music
Mm.
and seeing if I become part of the cult Nami.
You
Because
probably will.
I'm definitely gonna be, because I love chilled music and it's really calming when I'm coding. So yeah.
Yeah. Coding baddie levels, coding with the nails there. Okay. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us in studio. This was me introducing my lovely host of the show, Untold Perspectives. So like I said at the beginning, we are mainly going to be tackling things that ladies have to deal with, and this is going to be your host.
Not
So-
just ladies though.
And men.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these are topics that ladies really, are most likely to be interested in. It's unisex, but we want to focus, right? We want to have two platforms. Safe Space is for something else, and Untold Perspectives is for something else. Yes. Is there anything else you want to say before we go?
But they can totally check me out on socials. Now I have a TikTok account.
Our levels.
And you can find me by the name Usisomdala. because I did say, Uguti, I'm the wise sister,
Oh, yes.
your big sister. You can also find me on Facebook, but it's a struggle that side. Eventually, we'll grow with you.
Mm.
But yeah, looking forward to see you in the next episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sheila. Is there
Thank
anything
you.
else you wanna say? You are good.
I'm good.
Okay.
Just listen to my music.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
very nice. If you don't
I
like
can
my
attest to
music,
that.
I can take pictures of you or something.
Oh, okay. Oh, she's also a photographer, videographer, like she said. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for joining us on the show. Until next time, please keep it locked. And yeah, thank you for joining us. Aware.
Thank you.
Yes, guys.
Why is your reaction? And then you come back.